Hi there, lovers. I don't know what I want to cover on this video. I'm recording this video on September the 2nd, and this is a year to date since I cut off ties with my ex, who was a part of my life for a very long time. And the conclusion to our relationship was so dramatic, it was laughable. Like, it was so running around, hiding keys, typing to other women. It was such a clusterfuck, tacky, a culmination of every single reality show that I experienced on 1 year to this date. And I haven't seen that person since. And whoa, am I in a different place? Mentally, physically, literally, all the above. So this video, I guess, is kind of a celebration of that. It's not the point of the video. I don't want to talk about dude, I'm just saying that this is a year that a lot has changed for me, and we have to talk obviously about the partnership series that I did, the Guide to series that took over Wednesday and then partly Sunday as well too. And a lot of you guys got really harassed, you know, with all the sponsored videos. I needed that. You already knew that. I don't have to say this to you. Without that opportunity, without that partnership that I hope leads on to greater things, and I hope to have it more here on the channel. But for every person who was like, I get it, these aren't my favorite, I like them, but you know, I get what you're doing here, thank you. You know, thank you for being the voice of reason during that time and seeing what it had to be, and I loved it. I friggin' loved it. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I took it for everything that it was worth. I have a story, actually. This is one of those situations when I really realized what I was made of, and I think we'll all have those at some point in our lifetime. I was going to shoot in New York for this series, and basically my flight situation got all kinds of fuzzed up. I'm afraid to swear now because like that YouTube policy thing. Anyways, I got there on time, but my first plane, they had a dent in it, so they deplaned us, but didn't cancel the flight. And then it was hard to get another flight. Then they were like, okay, fine, go on this flight. And then they're like, no, wait, your original flight's leaving now, so get on that flight. So I got back on my original flight, but then that flight got messed up too, and so I ended up missing all these flights for the day. I was in transit for 24 hours trying to get to New York. And essentially I came down to it where I wasn't gonna get there for my call time, which is 8 in the morning. I would not get there until 2 p.m., the earliest, which is 6 hours after I'm supposed to be there for a one-day shoot. Kind of a problem. So I wrote my producer, she already knows I'm obsessed with her. She was an amazing person. I wrote my producer and I was like, yo, do you guys want me to come still? I'm at the airport, I'll stay, but if you guys know it's not gonna make any sense, then I won't come. And she was like, Shannon, come. And I was like, okay. So I slept on the floor of the airport because I didn't want to obviously go home, fall asleep, not make it back in time. I want to make sure I kept on top of my bags, or if another flight came up, I was able to leave. And then I got to New York, and even though I knew I was getting hair and makeup when I arrived on set, I'm like, these people have been waiting now for 6 hours. This is a full crew here. I'm not gonna show up not looking like I deserve this opportunity. So in that car, I snapped in my hair extensions, I put on my makeup, I dressed, I changed my clothes, I did a little hoe bath, all of the above, and I got there and everybody was like, whoa, I can't believe you walked off a plane. And that made me really appreciate, as a woman of color, you take nothing for granted. You really don't. And I've seen a lot of people in big opportunities allow their attitude to override the possibilities or the potential. You can't do that as a person of color, because I'm always aware that I'm replaceable. I'm always aware that I probably wasn't the first pick. And as a matter of fact, in this particular opportunity, I am super aware I wasn't the first pick, because the first time they sent me the script, they had another YouTuber's name on it, which means to say that person turned this deal down, which is why I got it. That's okay with me. I'm excited about it regardless, but I'm not, and I talked about this with the Beyonce thing with Lemonade, how I didn't think Lemonade was about cheating. I thought Lemonade was about the woman of color's experience of never being picked first. No matter how hard you try or how hard you hustle or how much energy you put into it, you'll never be the first choice, that of your man or of a job, sometimes of your own family, sometimes of yourself. We don't even choose ourselves first, you know? We're taught to live in a world where we always think, well, we're a sober second thought. That was the first time I kind of looked at that like it was a positive thing. Like, I'm proud of myself for being that. all the way to the finish line. I went to the VMAs, as you guys know. What an incredible experience, because I didn't go with an ego. I mean, I knew what it was. I'm not a celebrity, I'm not a star, so I wasn't like, oh, star treatment, just everyone make way. I'm just like, oh, I'm just here. I'm just, I got to see my baby Winnie Harlow be a star. I got to see Beyonce steps away, and it's just an amazing experience that I just got the absolute most out of. But never, ever take for granted the fact that you have to probably be, if you're watching this channel, according to my demographics, more than likely, you're gonna have to be the person who still gives above and beyond, even though you weren't first pick. Even though you're kind of jaded on the inside and you know what it is and you want to be bitter, you cannot afford to do that. So that experience has been amazing, and it's been a summer of a lot of sex talk, a whole lot of sex talk, and it's gotten me to opportunities. I did some stuff for Esquire, which should be coming out soon, where I talked about how to take a dick pic, and I talked about how to approach a woman at a club. What else did I talk about was kind of freaky? Oh, sex toys around the house. And so, as much as I love talking about sex, and I honestly, guys, like, I shock myself sometimes with how much I know. I'm like, why do you be knowing that? But I'm ready to kind of take a little bit of a shift. What I've really been focusing on of late is relationships. Trying to really find what my space is in the realm of sex, love, and relationships. Lacey Green, for example, who's another famous YouTuber, her focus is really activism, and I love that, and it's dope. That's not really mine. So I'm like, I thought mine was female sexual empowerment, but there's so many dope men who come on this channel, or who I learn from, or who I consider mentors and teachers in this space. And so I don't really want to limit it in that way. And I thought it was individual sexual empowerment, but like, through what? How are we becoming empowered? And then it hit me, I'm like, I want to be the person who demystifies this whole thing for you. And in doing so, I've been reading a lot of robotic books about love. I read The Art of Seduction. That was a recommendation from my partner. And then I'm also now reading, guys, this book, I'm obsessed with it. It's called The Science Behind Happily Ever After. And my partner, again, he hears me listening to it, because I'm listening to it through audiobook. And he's like, how can you listen to this robotic drone just dissect love in the most unfeeling, just raw, just disgusting bionic way? And I'm like, I love it. Like, I love it. It's all statistics, probabilities, what kind of personality traits would work, why certain ones don't work, how do you choose the right partners. And I'm receiving this information thinking about all the people I counsel and all the people who email me, and I'm like, it's like, I want you guys to know, I consider my love life the least stressful part of who I am. It is an amazing asset. Even when it's bad or I'm going through issues, because of the fact that I'm a fan of sex, love, relationships, I'm a fan of like the experience, I'm like, oh, maybe there's a conflict. Like, how will I resolve this? And how's this person feeling? Let me break down certain things. Like, I had a really interesting breakthrough. My partner came with me to New York, and on the last day, we were both tired. We went to the VMAs. We've been partying. We've been working in the morning. I've been like, really trying to give my best, which takes a lot of energy as well too. We had to check out. I'm trying to get out the hotel, and I start like panicking. Like, not panicking, but I'm like, he's not moving fast enough. Why isn't he doing this? And I get this urge to start nagging. I get this deep urge to start being like, pick that up, move your shoes, get that bag, stand up straight, go get your deodorant on. And then I'm like, what is that, and why do I feel that, and why is my mom creeping in? And I remembered I had read in a book somewhere that a woman's job is to be the head of the household, to be the point, the leader of the little community that you create, or of your family. And so in situations of duress, like if a bear is coming to eat you, she's the one who organizes the family together. The male or the masculine might be the one to protect, but the female is the one people look to for the direction of what to do next. So when women nag, what we're really trying to do is organize people into safety, or organize things for the best case scenario. It comes out in a shitty way, because you don't really need to do that. We're not in a life or death scenario. We're not going to get eaten by a bear, but at the same time, you have to know why you feel the need to do certain behaviors. What's the point of this story? Does it not concern you guys? I could just sit here, turn on a camera, and talk. No one else is responding to me, but I'm just going like a motor mouth. The whole point of this conversation, I have zero idea. It is the fact, I do have an idea, that what I want to provide you guys with is the information and tools necessary to approach your love life with the same insight and foresight that you do with your career or with anything else. that you're able to make smart decisions that are not based on biology. I was having this conversation today with Tiffany. I'll shout you out because it's a million Tiffany's, but I was working with this girl named Tiffany, and I was saying that like you got to really know about your body. Like your body does not give a fuck about your happiness. Your body does not care. Your mind, your being, your soul does not care about you achieving your goals or being your best self. Like what its primary goals are is procreation and survival, which is why a lot of us make relationship choices not out of a place of security, but a place of insecurity. So I want us to be able to analyze that together. And I want us to have those robot moments like I had in the hotel. All that to say, those are the changes I want to see in my channel. In my personal life, I do want to talk about this. I said this at the top of the video, unless I'm going to edit that part out, then I'll say it for the first time right now. I've never been so happy in my whole life. Like I really haven't. Like I love my friends, I love my family, I got my green card, I'm living in my dream place, which I'm so close to showing you guys a tour of. It's not my dream place, it's pretty close. It's definitely the best place I've ever lived before. But I'm going to give you guys a tour once I get these 2 art pieces that are this is my first time really investing in art as an adult, like really investing. And I worked with this painter who I've loved for a long time, and he's creating these 2 really special custom pieces that when I have those, I'll show you guys my place. But until then, it's just us in the green chair, baby. So yeah, I've just been happy. And a large part of that happiness has been meeting somebody a while ago. I met this person almost 2 years ago now, really, really briefly, and there's just something about them. You know when you see someone like, there's something about you. And I saw him at a club. I was introduced to him through a friend because we went to go see a friend, and the guy who is my partner now, was the one who threw the party. And so we just met him for a second, and he walked away, and I kept thinking, I'm like, I want him to dance with me. Like, I really want this guy to dance with me. He never did. But it just kept in the back of my mind. And so of course I did the average stalker thing and added him to Instagram. And then for a year, we just kind of like checked in on him every once in a while. It wasn't like ever like a big thing. And he wrote me while I was still really heavily involved in my ex, or maybe like in a period of time where we were trying to mend things, just to say like, I appreciate your work. I really respect what you're doing. I just wrote thank you, and that deaded the conversation. And sure enough, after September the 2nd last year, I gave myself a month off. And then after that month, I'm like, I want to listen to Beyonce, wear sports bras, and just hang out with dudes. Like, that's what I want to do right now. I don't want any kind of thing attached to it. I don't want any pressure. I just want to be around people who I think is attractive or interesting in an environment that I feel safe and celebrated in. And that's what my spirit needs right now. I don't need ice cream. I just need a hot dude and Beyonce. And so he was one of the hot dudes that I called upon, that I was like, hey, do you want to just come over and vibe with me? And he did. And sure enough, what I didn't expect to turn into anything substantial over time, without pressure, without intention, has just naturally evolved into a really awesome, reciprocal, soul-changing, positive relationship. He's just friendly and kind. It's so funny because I put up a picture of his hand on my Instagram, on my leg, and somebody who's a fucking nut job, I'm just gonna say it, researched and found out who it was, which is not like a big secret because I do drop information about him all the time because he's a part of my life, so I'm proud of the things that he's doing. So some fucking nut job researched and was like, I know who this person is, they're this, that, and the third, you're always going for these thug type, these assholes who are just gonna run over you and break your heart. And I was like, you don't even know how far off you are. Like, you don't even know how ridiculously far off from this person's character and how unlike they are the usual choices that I would make in a partner you are. And what I talked about in my previous video, the different loves I've had, which I'm excited to talk about a video soon I have coming out that's gonna talk about my sex life. So I did the truth about my love life. I'm gonna do the truth about my sex life and have that as another I'm gonna tell all, I don't really care. So what I talked about in that video was the soulmate versus life partner qualities. And so what's unique about my partner right now is I didn't have that same towards him. It was just like, okay. Like there was a draw and there was an intrigue, but I've been so conscious every step of the way. I could never tell you I fell in love with him. I grew, I walked in love with him. And I kind of battled that. I'm like, is that, you know, what does that mean if I didn't have that initial same strong desperation I've had for other past partners? And it honestly has been transformative in so many ways. Just to be around somebody who makes your life better and easier and happier and always finds a new way to adjust and bring new into your life. So that's what I wanted to say. I lost my point and tried to like fuck around and pretend that I knew where I was, but I didn't know where I was. Now I know what I was trying to say. What I'm trying to say is the difference between a soulmate and a life partner is that a soulmate has a singular purpose for you and you're super drawn to them and you have all this energy because they have this work to do with you. But once that purpose is over, most soulmates don't know how to reinvent themselves, or it's just done for both of you guys. But a life partner constantly finds new ways to intrigue you, to interest you, to help you grow. And even though it's only been a very short span of time with this person, I've watched them evolve and morph constantly. Because you guys know me, I'm a robot, so I'm constantly looking for reasons or ways to end a relationship in a peaceful way. Like, this might be done. Like, over the time that I've been single, there's been a lot of dudes y'all have seen on this channel, just kind of, sort of, not really, maybe, well, you know who I'm talking about, who have just been there for like playthings or just like a moment or just to make out with, and then I've grew past them because I just knew that, okay, I kind of wanted that experience, I got that, I'm finished with that, I'm gonna move on. But with this dude, because I didn't walk into the situation with him like, he's gonna be my man, I was doing the same exercise. I've always been looking for reasons or places to be like, oh, the situation's done or it's done. And the second that I would do that, he would evolve into something greater that I was like, well, hang on a second, what about that guy? And continuously, you know, does that and surprises and amazes me every single day. And I'm like, that's definitely the qualities that I can see, you know, a life partner having. So that's been good. It's been good, guys. I got money. Got a little honey. I've got you guys. We're learning new things. We're shifting another direction. I don't have anything to complain about. Yes, my life can be hard at times. You know, I did not, with the big campaign job that I was doing, there was this big melee situation with my money. So I thought I was gonna get paid 2 months ago and I didn't. So when you think you're getting money, you start spending. So I had maxed out all my credit cards, and there was a time that I was like really scrambling to like make ends meet. And then of course my whole immigration situation was a cluster F because my car was on my old visa, so I had to like renew that. That was stressful. I had to renew my health insurance, get a new driver's license, like a lot of clerical annoying stuff along the way. But everything that I've done, because of the fact that I don't exist in uncertainty in love or in my career, has just been like, all right, just bring it on. Whatever minor inconvenience that has to be traded off for the mass amount of joy and purpose I have in my life right now, cool. I'm just good. I'm just so good. And doing these kind of exercises are important because you have to remind yourself of that. And what message do I want to bring to you guys? I want to let you know. I finished the video and then it stopped recording. Okay, whatever. What message do I want to bring to you guys? I want to let you know that you need to start being in process. And I say that to say because a lot of us have an idea of who we want to be or what we want to accomplish, but because that feels so far from where we are right now, beginning is too daunting for us. And the process is going to give you the rewards that you're seeking at the end way sooner than you expect. If you are for someone, for example, who wants to lose weight and you think to yourself, I want to lose 100 pounds. The process, even the thought of 100 pounds is overwhelming to you because then you think it'll be 100 pounds until I'm happy with how I look. Not true. Once you lose 10 pounds, people will start to respond to you differently. You'll start to feel different about yourself. You'll change clothes, buy different sizes. You will feel the effects of that 100 pounds 10 or 15 pounds in. Those good feelings, those endorphins, that will come much sooner. So being in process is not an overwhelming, daunting experience. It is a joy. It is going to give you the results you want mentally way longer before you physically see the actual result you thought you dreamed of the entire time. I'm a testament to that. I am a processed, slow, cooked human being. I was giving this example the other day to somebody who is very dear to me, who is in town right now, whom I'm having a very healing opportunity to really connect with once again. But we were sitting on top of this really amazing view, and we're looking over the city of Los Angeles, and he was like, man, like, can you believe, how far you've come? Can you believe all that you've accomplished? Are you massively proud of yourself? Like, are you overwhelmed? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Because getting to this view, as an example, I've had to walk up it. A person who you take from the bottom of a mountain and you put in a helicopter and then you drive them to the top of a mountain and drop them off and they see the view and then they're like, oh my God, this view is amazing. Because it was just like this big extreme from the ground to Mount Everest. Me though, I've had to walk up the mountain. And so I've seen bits and pieces of this view every step of the way. I've had struggles that distracted me. I've had, breakthroughs that allowed me to really appreciate different parts of the view. And so by the time I get to the top and see something massive and beautiful, I've already seen little bits of that so many times up the way that it's not this big, life-changing experience. It's more like, cool. You guys have watched me do so many small projects, so many little things. You've watched me fail. You've watched me figure it out. You've watched me do some stupid things. And now you can be like, oh, I've seen how she's grown. Even if I haven't grown into the space that, I dream of, you can see the progress really, really, really evidently, almost like watching a baby learn to walk. And I want to encourage you guys to give yourself that same permission to be in process and for it to take a long time or a short time, but for you to find joy in just doing. I have this thing that I talk about with all of my clients, which is a self-centered check, to check that your center of self is good, or that you're always in progress. You want to identify 3 things in your life. The things that you love about yourself, like go off, gush about those toenails, gush about your pubic hairs, whatever you love about yourself, gush about it. The things that you hate about yourself, and be honest, you hate your cuticles, you hate your split ends, you hate your eyelashes, you hate your wonky ass eye that goes to the right sometimes, you hate your quivering lip, whatever it is that you hate about yourself, write on the list. And then finally you write the things that you neither hate nor love, you just accept and you're at peace with. And the goal is to look at that list of things that you hate and shift it up into something that you love because you worked on it. For example, maybe you have a muffin top and so you hated that, then you worked out, it's a 6-pack, now you love it. Or you have a muffin top and you hated that, but like Jonah Hill, for example, you got involved in acting and that became a part of your character and why people hired you, and it amounted to millions of dollars and mass amounts of success and friggin' yacht rides with Leo DiCaprio. Now you don't hate it anymore. Maybe you don't love it still, but you accept that as a part of who you are and it makes you a better person. So you want to isolate that list of things that you hate. And let me tell you something. I fuck with people who are insecure. I fuck with people who are sad or depressed or who hate things about themselves, because those people are at least authentic. There are too many people out here who are so disillusioned and delusional, who are going through life never asking themselves, how do I really feel? They're so in a cycle or in a system, like they're drones at this point, little robots going from work to the gym to home to their little microwave dinners, then back to sleep to watch their Netflix, and they've totally unplugged from how they really feel and what they really want out of life because that's too painful for them. That person I'm not interested in. Anybody who can stand up and say, I have a problem, I don't feel good, or I have a weakness, you are at a place of empowerment because now you can do something about it. How lucky you are, and how much I want to get to know that person. So don't feel like your insecurities are a crippling place. It is actually a positive attribute to be able to identify what you don't like about yourself, because the hardest person to judge is our own individual selves. So give yourself the space, Be in process constantly. You will see the results faster than you think. And use me as an example. You know, you guys have seen a lot of mistakes on this part. And you know it's not over. I still have a lot to go, and there'll be backtracks. My channel, for example, boomed in views, and now it's slid back a little bit. And I gotta keep on the horse and continue to look for that boom once again. And the process is gonna be fun, because I will reinvent myself, because I intend on being your life partner, not your soulmate. I don't want you guys to come to me for one thing or the answer to one question and feel like, oh, we got what we want from her, we done. I want us to develop a long-term relationship where I always find new ways to educate you or inspire you. And I kind of realized that with the dormtainment video that I did, in how many of those questions you guys got right, which made me super proud. I'm like, my subscriber base is really smart, but also made me feel like, damn, you're regurgitating a lot of the same information to people. And after a while, that gets boring. And so I gotta find a way to step up for you guys to be something new and exciting and to make our relationship fruitful on both ends. So let me know in the comment section below, actually, if there's something that you need out of me. What I need from you guys is your attention and your time. That's it. Don't Patreon me. You don't have to GoFundMe. You don't have to show up if you don't want to show up. I mean, do. That's what I want from you guys, is your time and attention, and that means a lot to me. But in order to get that, you have to feel like you're getting what you need as well too. So let me know, what you need more of, or what you need less of, or how we can work together. And keep in mind, of course, what I need to survive as a human, and I'll keep in mind what you need to grow, because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, that's the whole point of this thing, so we might as well get something out of it. I hope this is still recording, or else I'm about to smash this camera. I won't, because I don't have the money to replace it, but you know what I'm saying, it sounds cool. No turning back. You showed him your cards, but you fear he's gonna respond like this.
What is that, a condom? Oh my, that is disgusting. You just knew you was gonna get some dick tonight from somebody, huh? What, you went out shopping for dick? You are gross. What is it? What, you just carry that on you at all times? Do you have a disease? You trying to give me a disease? You think I have a disease and you were still gonna have sex with me? My mom warned me about women like you. Slut!
No, I